Good evening. Picture this common scenario. You're driving in your 2009 Honda Accord. No one is in the car with you. However, at the same time, you are having a conversation with your best friend who lives a street away. How is this possible? It is scientifically impossible for two people to be in two places simultaneously. So, who's responsible for this communication, I ask? It is a text message. While this activity may seem harmless by itself, there is a lot more that's involved with this activity. When people are on the road, they are also at risk because of the decisions drivers make as they do this activity. Throughout the speech, I will provide you with three main points. One will be the dangers of text messaging. Another will be the number of people affected by text messaging. And the point will be what people have done to combat the problem. I will conclude the speech by saying how we can help the problem of excessive text messaging be subdued. Now that I have disclosed the purpose of my message, I will now discuss the dangers behind text messaging. Until recently, in April 2008, the public was not disclosed with how many individuals were affected by text messaging. However, new evidence has come to light. It was reported in April of 2009 that over 800,000 individuals were either texting messages or answering cell phone calls as they were driving. Of this amount, a distressingly 6,000 total individuals were killed in accidents that involved text messaging. 1,000 of these messages were by teenagers that were 16 and 17. This is because if a 16 and 17-year-old is caught text messaging in a busy intersection, their tendency to respond properly is equivalent to a 70 or 80-year-old senior citizen trying to save a child who is in danger. So, this makes you ask yourself, is it alright for teens to drive with text messages? Now that I have disclosed how many lives have been affected by excessive text messaging, I will disclose how people have tried to combat the problem. On April 15th, 2010, the University of Michigan passed a rule through the House of Representatives that after July of this year, it is no longer legal for people to drive behind the wheel with text messages. Another person that has helped with this problem is the House of Representatives for Maryland. They have made a rule that after October 2010, people are no longer required to drive with handheld cell phones while they are on the road. The only exception to this rule is if they see someone in trouble, they are sick, or if they see a situation that requires the police's assistance. Also, Michigan has also made a rule that if you are caught fiddling with your cell phone on the school premises, the fines will be doubled. Also, a woman named Councilwoman Lucretia Moshe has made a rule also with the cell phones that says if you are even caught getting stuff off the floor, putting on makeup, or reaching for things that are on the floor while you are driving, this will also add up to a penalty. However, this rule has not yet been specified. Now that I have disclosed how people have helped change the rule of text messaging, I will also disclose how students are now being told about the dangers of text messaging. There was a school in Montana called Capitol High that was shown a special that occurred on the Oprah Winfrey Show. This show discussed how many individuals had been affected because of people that were not careful as they drove. When the presentation concluded, numerous students desired that they would not touch text messages until their cars were safely parked. Now that I have shown how schools have learned to combat the problem, I will show how we as a people can combat the problem. Since schools, even though schools have combated the problem and the government's combated the problem, it doesn't have to end here. There is one important fact I've learned as I was researching. The lives of individuals are precious. When they are gone, they are gone. One thing people can do when they're debating about text messaging is they can ask themselves, is this 2 seconds of entertainment worth having to go to someone's house and saying, because of my negligence, your mommy, daddy, sister, or brother is never coming home again? I don't want to ever cross that path. I don't know how the other drivers feel, but I don't ever want to have to apologize for that reason. When it comes to safety of others, their lives and the people around them have to be taken into consideration. You know, in this world, it's great to communicate, but like everything else in this world, text messaging is certainly an activity that has to be avoided at certain times. I don't know how you feel about this topic, but it's how I feel. Good evening.